Welcome. This is Bree here from hippydippymom.com. I am the registered nurse and certified health coach who's here to help you bust through your brain fog so that you can have so much energy, not be the angry mama, and learn how to raise healthy kids. So today, I can't believe we're already talking about holidays and that Halloween is next week, but it is. So I feel like this is really an important topic to talk about. And we're going to talk about how to have healthy holidays. I'm all about the holidays. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's have our favorite foods. There's so many things that we can do, easy things that we can do to make sure that we're not getting sick, to still have our favorite foods, but without all the junk that's in typical holiday foods. So the number one mistake that I see a lot of people making, and I'm totally guilty of making this mistake myself, is that during the holidays, we just kind of stop caring about our health. We let go, we stop exercising, we stop eating right. We think and even say out loud, this is just once a year. I really want to enjoy myself. I don't want to have to worry about what I'm eating or what I'm doing. I just want to enjoy all these, kind of once a year holiday foods that come out or that we make. And I want to let go. I don't want to care right now. And that's a huge mistake because really, the holidays are only a couple of days. So we can start with counting Halloween, that's one day. Thanksgiving, one day. If you celebrate Christmas, okay, 2 days, Christmas Eve and Christmas, New Year's Eve and New Year's. I mean, that's just 6 days, right? But we turn it into like 2 to 3 months of enjoying the holidays. We go to all these gatherings, we eat all this junk food, and we're just kind of treating our body really, really bad. That's a quarter of the year. So yeah, that's a big chunk of the year. And if you're doing that every single year, that's a big chunk of your life. And we know that the choices that we're making now not only affect right now, they affect us decades later. And then with your kids, you're teaching them the same thing. So it's affecting them now. It's going to affect them well into their adulthood. So let's shift our mindset a little bit first. You can totally enjoy yourself on the holidays, but just on the actual holiday. Let's reel it in a little bit. And really how enjoyable is it to be stressed, to have cold after cold after cold, to go to the doctors during the holidays, or to be even more tired than usual? That is not enjoyable at all. And that is what ends up happening with a lot of people during the holidays. I really don't think it's any coincidence that we get more sick at this time of the year because, we're doing things like getting flu shots and eating more sugar and stressing over money and going to more gatherings, spending time around more people. These all weaken our immune system and cause more inflammation. They can lead to weight gain, digestive and gut issues. If you listen to episode 18 of the Happy Healthy Mom podcast, I talk all about the connection between our gut and our brain. So we really want to have really good gut health all year round, every single year. It's really important. Two, or also if you're thinking that you're still doing things in moderation during the holidays, you're probably not. Any time of the year, if you find yourself saying, oh, it's just in moderation, right? I can almost guarantee that it's not in moderation. Again, head to the Happy Healthy Mom podcast, episode 5, where I talk about my hate for that saying, just because I recognized in myself that when I was using that saying, I was eating all the wrong foods every single time I said that saying, and I was just trying to make myself not feel bad about it. But it was definitely not in moderation. And then once I noticed it in myself, I started noticing that everyone around me was using the saying in the same exact way. So you're not doing it in moderation if you find yourself saying that. Then we experience inflammation, we experience weight gain. Like I said, maybe we're tired than usual. We are in a deeper brain fog. Maybe we're experiencing more depression, more anxiety, and then we're thinking, oh, it's okay, I'll fix it come New Year's. I'll make a New Year's resolution. The statistics out there about people actually achieving their New Year's resolutions are grim. It's such a low number. It's really sad. Not to mention that most health and wellness New Year's resolutions is just to lose weight, and we know that skinny does not equal healthy. I've never been overweight, but for most of my adult life, I was not healthy. So skinny does not equal healthy. We need to stop making weight loss our goal. So if you're gonna make a New Year's resolution, make it something that actually helps you achieve lifestyle changes. So make it something truly related to wellness. How, what do you see for yourself 5-10 years from now? And then make a goal based on that, because those most likely will be more towards wellness goals, not just a size of clothing or a number on a scale. So before I go into how you can actually enjoy yourself during the couple days of holidays, let me know what you're thinking of this so far. Put it in the comments, or feel free to message me at Hippy Dippy Mom. And please be sure to share this. This is so important, right? We're already here. I mean, you go to Costco and they have all the Christmas stuff out. Christmas trees, decorations, gifts, some of the special, cookies in the tins. Don't buy those. But they have all those out already, so we need to be thinking about this. We need to be planning ahead for this. You're going to start getting invitations for, Thanksgiving and holiday parties. So we'll talk a little bit too about, if you decide to go to some of these gatherings, what you can do. So let's just start getting into what you can do during the holidays to actually enjoy yourself without causing negative health issues, without feeling guilty, without having bloating and gas. So I'll start, because I said I was going to talk about, if you start getting invitations to holiday gatherings, you don't have control over the food and stuff that's being served if it's at a restaurant or another person's house. So, offer to bring something that you can eat, whether it's, organic veggies or fruits, whether it's a dessert that doesn't have sugar in it or something that's gluten-free. Offer to bring something, and of course, enough to share with everybody. If that's not an option, then just don't eat the processed things. Like if there's bread or rolls there, don't eat that. If you're gonna have dessert, have 2 or 3 bites. That's enough to get a taste of the dessert without overdoing it. You don't need the whole slice of pumpkin pie, even though you want it. I want it too, but I don't want the negative results that are on the other side of that whole slice, or 2 or 3 slices. So just have 2 or 3 bites. Maybe even one thing that my family and I like to do, if there's like a whole spread of a variety of desserts that we want to taste, we'll get a couple and then we'll just have like 1 bite of each, unless there's like 20. Okay, so just reel it in a little bit. You can still taste everything, and that's really the point, is just to get the taste of it. So those are some simple things you can do when you are out and about for holiday gatherings, where you don't have control over the food that's being served. So support your immune system. This is so important because, like I said, this is the time of year where a lot of us are just getting more and more sick, and that certainly puts a damper on any day, any situation. So some things you can do to support your immune system, and I have a whole guide with 7 tips in it. So I'll put the link where links go so you can get that guide. But first things first, do not overdo it with hand sanitizer. That will definitely not help you. And I have a link to a blog post too that I'll share more about that. That might sound weird, but you can also look into the hygiene hypothesis, where it basically says that we're trying to be way too clean and we're making ourselves sick as a result. Like, we need the good bacteria that's in us and on us, and we're killing the good bacteria. So there's more to it. So I'll link to that post. But so don't overdo it on hand sanitizer or wiping everything down. I talked a little bit about desserts and sugar. I'll go into that more in a minute, but cut down on the sugar because that weakens our immune system big time. I'll talk a little bit about stress. When we're lowering our stress, that will help our immune system as well. I step it up a notch with the vitamin C. We take vitamin C every single day, but like I said, I bump up how much we're taking this time of year. What you want to see on vitamin C labels is food, not ascorbic acid. That's not vitamin C. So look for food on the vitamin C label. And essential oils. I love using essential oils. They're amazing. Just make sure that they do third-party testing that you can see the results of, so that you know you're getting a real essential oil, not synthetic fragrance. Start to say no. This is my next tip. This one's a little bit challenging, especially for us women, because we want to people please. We want to say yes to everything. We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But start to say no, because you will get worn out and you will get stressed out and you will compromise your immune system and you will be miserable. So start to say no. You don't have to go to every gathering. You don't have to volunteer at all the parties at school or bake things for all the parties at schools. You don't have to go to the work thing. Just start to say no. It's okay. And, don't lie about why you're not going to go. You can just say, no, thanks. Simple as that, right? So just start to say no, or ask for help. Like, if you do want to bake something or bring something to work or to school, ask someone to help you with it. Maybe a spouse can help you. Like, he can go to the grocery store and buy the things for you, or your kids can help you make it, or whatever. Say no and ask for help. When it comes to gifts, you do not need to spend an arm and a leg on gifts. I have a post up, and I'll link to that one too. That is, or you can go to my website and just search DIY. So in this post is a couple different DIY recipes. So there, I think, is like sugar scrub, foaming hand soap, lotion, and some other fun DIY things too that are so cheap. It's so cheap to make DIY things. It's so fun. Get your kids in on it and they will have a blast too. And then, just make great like teacher gifts or coworker gifts, or, just little, I give them to family and friends too, because they're awesome. And again, if we're making sure that we're not using toxic products, they're safer than anything you can buy in a store. But when you make them and your kids help you make them, it's so much funner to hand them out and see people's reactions, as well as it's kind of like a sense of pride, like, I made this. So it's a lot of fun to do the DIY things for gifts. So when it comes to food, this is a big one, because I know we all, like every single one of us, has something that comes to mind food-wise when it comes to holidays. Like, I can't wait for pumpkin pie. I can't wait for this thing that grandma makes at Christmas time. So we all have those. Again, if it's someone else cooking it, you don't have control over what they're putting in it. Have 2 to 3 bites, right? But you can still have all your favorite holiday foods. There's just some simple things that you can do to make sure that they're not causing you any negative health issues or negative health issues for those that you're sharing it with. So for example, baking. I love baking, especially around the holidays. One of my favorite things to make is the pumpkin roll. So it's like the pumpkin sheet cake, and then you roll it up with the cream cheese filling. It's so good. You know, I like pumpkin breads and sugar cookies at Christmas time that we like frost and decorate. I figured out with all of those how to make them sugar-free and wheat-free, because none of us should be eating wheat, and we should all be reeling it back on the sugar. So 2 simple swaps for any baked goods. You can use cassava flour, which can be used as a 1-to-1 sub for regular all-purpose flour. You can also use a 1-to-1 gluten-free flour, like the pre-mixed, like Bob's Red Mill has one. The only thing with that is typically the things that go into those blends actually spike our blood sugar more than regular all-purpose flour, so just something to keep in mind. I like cassava flour. And then for sugar, I use monk fruit sweetener. So that can also be used as a 1-to-1 sub. So you can literally keep your favorite family recipes, or maybe a recipe that you found 5-10 years ago online that you've perfected and have been using and love, and just make those 2 swaps. And those 2 swaps alone will save you so much in the negative health issue department, because we know that wheat and sugar are 2 of the biggest, baddest things making us sick. They're you know, causing inflammation, and they're wreaking havoc on our gut. And you know, I talked a little bit earlier about how it's important to have great gut health. So again, just eliminating those is so huge. You know, back again to dessert, just make sure if it's not something you made, and you're, you know, the things that you make now, you're gonna sub the wheat flour and the sugar. If it's something that someone else made, just have those 2 to 3 bites. I promise it'll be enough. And you'll be so thankful. Like, even if you sit there and you're like, I want to eat all of it, you'll be so thankful that you didn't after the fact. So Halloween is next week. So fast. I swear it was just January. But Halloween is next week. You know, we let, my daughter's 7, or sorry, it's 2 weeks almost. So we let our daughter, you know, go trick-or-treating. It's fun. She dresses up. We have her pick 10 pieces of candy from her Halloween bag, and we toss the rest. Or we do fun science experiments with the rest, because it is really fun to see just kind of how gross they are. They fall apart, and it's weird. Anyways, you can find fun science experiments with candy on Pinterest. But she gets 10 pieces, and she can have 1 piece a day after Halloween. And of course, it's, you know, not first thing in the morning. She can have one in the afternoon, after she's already had a bunch of healthy food. So this is something that's been in place for her for a long time. So it's just how it is. You have to have a plan in place, you know, coming up to Halloween, because we do not want to be giving our kids all this sugar and artificial flavor and artificial color for months at a time, or give them like 5-10 pieces at a time. It's not just about the sugar rush. Again, what we're doing today or on Halloween will affect them years down the road. So just start talking with them today, like, this year might be a little bit different. We're going to cut back on how much candy you get. You can pick this many pieces and then eat this many pieces during the day. And then we're just going to toss the rest. I don't even like to donate it. I feel bad donating it, because really nobody should be eating most conventional candy. And then use that time to teach your kids too. It's really important to know why we're cutting back on certain things like sugar. You know, teach them in terms that they understand. You know, kids covers 2 to 17 years old, so we're going to be explaining it differently based on what they can comprehend and understand and connect with life experiences. So we know that sugar feeds cancer. Again, it promotes crazy inflammation, which leads to pain and autoimmune disease and high cholesterol. And, you know, of course, they're probably not going to understand all that. So what I like to teach my clients is if you have a family member who's suffering from something, you can kind of connect the dots for your kids through that relative. So Uncle so-and-so had a heart attack, and we know that sugar can contribute to things like that. I don't want that to happen to you, so this is why we're cutting back on sugar this year. You know, we just break it down like that, but they take that knowledge too with them into adulthood so that they don't go crazy with sugar even as they get older. So just really any chance you have to make it a teaching moment to your kids, use it. And you know, if you're like heck no to all the above, you know, if you do just want to let go and not worry about it, not think about it, not, you know, whatever, if you don't want to eat right, don't want to exercise, I get it. But again, just don't make it for 2 to 3 months. Make it just for those days that are the actual holidays. So I know that was a lot. Let me know what you're thinking about that, how you feel about all that information. Again, just put it in the comments or message me at Hippy Dippy Mom. Let me know too if you already have some of these things into practice, or if there's something else that you do to make sure that you're happy and healthy during the holiday season. So that's it for today, friends. Thanks so much for being here. Take care.